Day 20, the big 2-0. I cannot believe that tomorrow will be 3 weeks since we threw all that sand down. You know what? Truthfully, I really enjoy the process from destroying it to getting back to normal. Some folks might get impatient with it. For me, I find it very satisfying. It gives me something to focus on and think about. If it were perfect all the time, if the lawn was always in tip-top shape, I think some of the fun would get taken out of it. Well, today was not even a mow day. If you recall from last time, been trying to mow every 3 days. So I did mow again on day 18, and then now again on day 20. And 2 days ago, I broke down. It's filled in enough. I went over to the reel. Oh my gosh, it feels good to be cutting back at 1 inch on the old Earthwise 7 blade. I did not realize the difference that little thing made over the rotary mower until I started using it again after the sand. But we reel mowed on day 18 and then again today, so everything is just looking really, really good. Tomorrow's July 4th, so I really didn't have a choice. I had to mow after 2 days because you have to mow before July 4th, right? But we have just had the perfect weather for the Bermuda to just really start taking off even more than it was. We finally got a good thunderstorm yesterday, so some natural rain is always better than what comes out of the faucet. So along with that, the really frequent mowing, switching over to the reel, and temperatures in the low to mid 90s, the Bermuda is loving it, and so am I. Look at this. I mean, it's looking awesome. Even the spring dead spots, I hate to say they're looking awesome, but they ain't gonna be there much more. I hope you can tell how quickly those are filling in, because, I mean, look at those runners. Look at that. Because for me, having to look at it all the time, look at these. I can really tell just how fast they're disappearing. And over here is just looking super clean, super sharp. Even this one that was just ginormous, it's starting to fill in fast. And, you know, I will say I will not be upset to see those go. So I didn't edge today, I just mowed and blowed. Edge the other day. I had to make a choice on time. Do I want to edge or do some deadheading and trimming in the flower bed? And I went for that. Needed some cleaning up. Folks, you gotta get the beds and the perennials or the annuals, whichever ones you like, in shape. They make the yard look that much better with a little bit of color. All that you see there, perennials. No annuals in my bed, and I love it that way. Look at that. If you followed along last year, I used to have mulch and some Larope around these trees, and I just got tired of the Bermuda runners just creeping in there all the time. It was a pain in my butt more than anything, so I got rid of them. So glad I did that. Now look at this side. You know, I could sit here and lie to you and tell you that this is just absolutely perfect as far as smoothness goes, but it's not. But every time you do this process, it makes it just a little bit better. And when we back up, you can really tell just how good those 4 scoops of sand have been to this lawn. I guess you could say 8 scoops. 4 this year, 4 last year. Oh baby. And you'll see when these spring dead spots fill in the rest of the way. I mean, it'll change the look of the lawn, just those filling in as well, because it'll make it a lot more uniform. But still, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right, so that is day 20. I guess I'll be back on day 25, and we are not very far from letting this hit the YouTubes. So if you're keeping up with all of this and going through each part of this little series on sand, I appreciate it. I will see you back here in 5 more days. Ooh, it's hot. So let's make this a brief update for you today on day 25. Looking good. But I will tell you, my frustration level with these spring dead spots is rising. Yes, they're filling in fast, but not as fast as I want them to be. I can't recall if I've explained what these are, so if I haven't, I am going to leave some videos that I did down in the description below so you can get up to speed on what I'm dealing with there. I'm trying to remedy these so they don't come back as bad next year by upping my potassium in my fertilization. If they do come back next year, I'm going to do what I did to them this year. This year I aerated them, pulled out the dead material, and of course we top dressed them. Next year, if they come back this bad or worse, I'm not going to wait this long for them to fill in. I am going to do some plugging next year so I don't have to look at these for as long as I have this year. I've had enough. But as far as the sand project goes, yeah, that part is looking really good. Definitely made some good improvements this year. Sorry about the wind. Very pleased with that. This side, I mean, is looking great. I mean, looking really, really good. I tell you one thing though, we're coming up on a month now, so it is just about due for another round of fertilization. So that will be put on that probably before this 4-part series is up. I'm starting to lose a little bit of the color, and it's time for my July fertilizer anyway. So we'll be knocking that out probably this weekend. But until then, as hot as it is, said I was trying to mow every 3 days. I'm mowing every 2 right now. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you on day 30. 1 month today since we finished the sand. It is day 30. And after this update, there is only 1 more left. And then we're done with this whole project for 2020. If you've made it this far into the 4-part video, thank you so much. If you found this helpful at all, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Make sure you tap that notification bell so you know every time I upload another video. But it has been 30 days since we finished this up. Today is actually the day that this whole sand week on YouTube is released. So I'm excited to share this with everyone. It was supposed to be a mow today, but I'm telling you, the weather here lately has just been unpredictable. We were supposed to have bad storms the other night, and of course, they were there, just to the west of us. Saw no rain, and then what do you know today? The slightest chance for rain, and yeah, we just got it. So we will not get a mow in today. That's fine. We'll get it in tomorrow, but we've got to do our every 5-day update regardless. So here we are with it. A little shaggy, but looks great. It's green. I mentioned in the last update that I was due for my next round of fertilization. So we got that thrown down a few days ago over the weekend and had it watered in really, really nicely. And you can tell it's already working some magic. Oh, if it weren't for those spring dead spots, we would be sitting pretty. But still, we're sitting pretty. It looks great. I shouldn't be so hard on it. It really does look good. This side especially looks good. If only it were a little shorter. We'll get that tomorrow. But I cannot complain about the results of the sand and its overall look and health. It's doing great. I mean, it is really thickening up in there. And the temperatures and the weather really just now hitting its full stride for Bermuda, with temperatures in the low to mid 90s. So that's why we're seeing these spring dead spots really starting to, I mean, there was one there and that one's filling in good. These still, you know, got a little ways to go, but if we consider where we started, they've come a long, long way. Especially this guy over here. I was hoping that by the end of this little 4-part episode of Budget Lawns that these would be completely filled in. I was optimistic, maybe a little too optimistic. It doesn't look like they're going to be, so I hope you will follow along in following videos here on Budget Lawns so you can see what this looks like when it's completely filled in and back to normal. Because just getting those small little spots filled in will make a pretty substantial difference. But spring dead spot repair and filling in was not the intent of this video. The intent of this little series was to inform you, educate you, and make you comfortable enough and brave enough to destroy your lawn by scalping it and throwing a bunch of sand on it so you can get that nice, smooth, pillowy look and the more enjoyable mowing experience that you've always wanted. So, if you don't have those feelings by now, then I have not accomplished my mission. We'll wrap this up today on day 30. We will be back this time in 6 more days for your final update, which will also be the same day of the release of this final part, which will be, oh, that gets confusing. But you're going to see what it looks like at the very end of this 4-part series. And it looks awesome. We'll see you this time on day 36. The last hurrah, the grand finale, your final check-in for Sand Week 2020. You know what? I thought I'd start in the backyard today because I'm pretty proud of it this year after how bad it's looked the past 3 seasons. I'll give you a look at that as we mosey our way around to the front. Ooh, baby. Does this look good or what? And I will say this has never seen any sand. It's really bumpy, but it shows you what that little manual reel mower will do on a bumpy lawn. This is cut with the Earthwise 7-blade at 1 inch, and it's hot. And I water twice a week with sprinklers, 1/2 inch at a time to get my 1 inch. So all things considered, the lawn is looking in really, really good shape for the middle of July. So today is day 35. I told you I'd come to you on day 36, the day that the final part would be released, but some last-minute family plans came up tomorrow, so I'm going to do that instead. I got to get this done today, so I just mowed, edged, and blowed. And I got everything in tip-top shape to give you the last look at the front lawn of this sand project for this season. And I am very happy with the end results. Here we go. The final reveal. And there she is. Really, really looks awesome. It's kind of funny though. It always leaves you wanting more. As much of an improvement as it made, you already start dissecting it and thinking about, oh man, if I just put a little more here, or I put a little more there, then it'll really be perfect. But that will not happen this season. Overall, I've got no complaints other than the spring dead spots, which have really started to fill in fast over the last few days. That fertilizer I put down last weekend has really helped get it moving more than it was. So I'll say that my only regret this year is that I should probably feed it a little bit more fertilizer as it's coming back from the sand. I think that could have helped fill this in on these spring dead spots a little bit better. Maybe spoon feed it next time if these show up again. I'm hoping I can remedy them, as I mentioned already. But maybe spoon feeding it a little bit instead of giving it my just once a month application, maybe smaller doses. You know, a little bit more often will speed things along for that. This was my worst one. One of the worst ones, I guess. It looks good. I mean, it all looks good. It really, really looks awesome. It's a lot of fun. I've mentioned how much hard work it is, but I will say that the hard work and the effort is worth it in the long run when you get the results that you were hoping for. And to wrap this thing up for you, I'm gonna get you back a little further, let you see it from a distance. I don't think I've really done that for you yet, but there it is. I see a lot of other folks getting their sand projects underway online, and I'm just glad it's y'all and not me. All right, my friends, that's gonna do it for Sand Week 2020. If you made it this far into this long 4-part video, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. If you've only seen 1 or 2 of the parts and you want to see the others, I didn't stretch these things out. They came out over the course of 1 week, so they're all right there in order on my channel, so go check those out. And again, if you found any of this helpful, please consider subscribing, leave me a comment, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you can see all the latest content here on Budget Lawns. Because I want you to come back and see what it looks like in the front when the spring dead spots are completely filled in. That's gonna do it. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.